Greetings, beautiful, divine beings. Give an honor to Source. Let me first start off by saying it's your light. It's your light. It's your light. I've been feeling these, and I know it has to do with a part of my own journey, which I realize is connected to everything. I've been doing a lot of releasing, and I know it has to do with collective, but a lot of crying at night, or just this feeling of this overwhelming feeling of an emotional outpour. This I know has to do with give gratitude to what's happening in the ethers of the cosmos is the great divine mother, the matriarchal, has taken her throne, meaning that balance, all things now are being restored. And that which I speak of is that which of the dark and the light, also meaning the divine, the masculine and feminine energies, or like the polarity of things, which is you look at it as batteries, like the negative and also the positive. And it's not to be seen in a it's in a way of how both work hand in hand for things to be neutral. So what I want to speak on is there's just so many things I've been receiving. Just receiving as I sit with myself, and I realize is that learning more of self, loving self first, and has allowed me to, or will allow one to receive and see how much one has to cleanse itself of so many things we've learned through programming, so many things that have been hidden in plain sight. That being said, when we speak of the primordial, the matriarchal, which is that of the primordial, which prime meaning the beginning. And one thing I love to share with people is that the more you learn about spirituality, we go into the depths meaning the dark. The depths meaning, the darkness meaning that, again, we all came through the womb of a woman to arrive here. We all came and was birthed from the darkness. And see, we have to, what spirit is, what I've been getting clarity of a lot is how much of the matriarchal has been devalued and brushed to the side and been in this place, or even portrayed as what we may know as evil in a way, that meaning like even certain cultures in the world, certain people, like if you look at all the shades of people and then how people have been treated, how mothers, how children, how many things in the world have happened, and that in a sense the matriarchal, the great mother, is not happy, is not pleased. Not saying that we can please, but it's more of the wickedness that has been displayed throughout history, throughout eons. And we have to realize that that same energy that has been put out into the universe is the same energy that is going to be returned and spirit is like tenfold. And see, the thing about what when we are learning about ourselves, not only through how humanity and how people on these certain world stages or certain things have played a position in this. And it's like throwing a rock and hide their hand. And the truth of the matter is, no one can hide. You know, it's and that's the beauty of all of this, is knowing that no matter if people are on drugs, no matter if people are, whatever they're doing in life, whether, just overindulging in certain things, or just things that have been distracting them. I just want to let you know, like, a part of you, and see, this is how much people have been hiding in their own darkness, but not realizing, well, now coming to the realization that they are their own light in their darkness. And see, a part of what certain things they're going through spiritually in this spiritual warfare is they want to come out of these things. And what it is coming out is meaning learning to balance and be accountable, and cleansing oneself and acknowledging these things that's happening. That's why we speak of the rising phoenix, rising from the ashes of, these things that have been happening throughout the world. And as much as people want to just overlook it as if it's not happening, why wouldn't a mother, or, why wouldn't, especially I can see now with the matriarchal, why wouldn't, our women have this energy, knowing how much they have been treated, how much they have been degraded, how much energy focused on through music, through entertainment, through so many outlets that has been just so much backlash on the matriarchal. And the thing about all of this is that what some may know as a dark night of the soul, or, you're going through this spiritual awakening, all of this in itself is showing us to raise our vibrations. And raising our vibrations is learning more about self, and learning more about self through self, loving self first, healing self, and through that, shadow work, which again is learning the origins of that being dark, dark things. And see, this is what hasn't been told. This is why some of us are here, to rise in that, to rise in that power, to really see the power that we always had within. And the only way that could happen is learning about the darkness, what has been, what no longer can be hidden. With the sex trafficking, with the child molestation, child trafficking, organ, trafficking. It's so much that goes into depth that has been happening over time, through time. And let me just say this. Ancestors, they're not happy. I'll be honest. A lot of it's not happy. And that's why I've been feeling this like this cry out. And it's from the matriarchal. It's like this cry for help. And that cry out is that inner child, that inner essence that's like sitting in the corner, that light aspect of who we are, that again has been neglected over time. has been neglected through years, through eons. And now humanity in so many things are being faced with, these things that they wish they could hide. And see, a lot of our mothers now and women are going through, their awakening, realizing how vital their yoni or womb is, how important it is, how they're seeing and connected with their the light aspect of themselves, going within and acknowledging the darkness that has been passed on and the wickedness that has happened, throughout generations. And see, when we come to this awareness, we all are part of one body as a people. Then we become aware how people have played a major part in a lot of this. And that's what, the Great Mother is not happy about. But it is very vital for us, our women, to acknowledge the divine within them, because you are a part of this healing process, as to with men. It gets so much deeper to where if the matriarchal hasn't been seen in a sacred manner, then the energy that has been put out there, then we have to realize that she's going to cleanse this earth. Like the water is going to rise. That's something I keep seeing. The water is going to rise. See, a lot of this, again, I tell people, it begins in the womb. Everything begins with the waters. Everything begins with the waters. We're healing so much generational trauma, even to how, the misuses of how we use sex and not seeing it as a sacred thing. How when we have been in connections to where we're exchanging energies, things that hasn't been, pure. Our women learning now how sacred they are, seeing the importance of why the matriarchal plays a major role in all of this. And the restoring of, universal energies within self. And so the beauty of all of this is that Spirit was just telling me how it's like the womb of a woman. And that's what I was saying, this analogy like has like humanity. It's like, okay, if I'm speaking about Mother Gaia, so it's like we're in the womb of, creation. And we have to realize how much as we play a part of this ascension, high, vibrating higher, light being brought to the world in these dark moments, in these wicked moments, so that, everything can be restored. And so if, so much has been going on throughout the world and haven't been acknowledged, I can see why now that the purification of ourselves, the womb, people, and certain things that have kept humanity in this loop, or certain things that have kept, these, just how it thrown everything, just the imbalance with everything in the world, the destruction of everything. And so this is what's happening as we see, like if the world has been showing and teaching, women per se, or certain things to be evil and wicked and all these dark things. And I'm like, you know what? What? how is that so when everything begins? Well, we are on a journey as as a soul light going through the darkness. So everything serves its purpose. So how I was telling myself, I was like, no longer, because I've been seeing these programs to, so much psychological warfare, how it is to, so much of hate ourselves, being taught to uh, to hide and run from the darkness. And I'm like, yo, and see, that's the awareness in all of this. See, we have to honor both the light and dark. They both go hand in hand. That's what balance is. And see, if certain things have been happening in the world to make it seem like, oh, all the power is just in what we know as the patriarchal, then that right there, I can see how important it is to bring light to all of what has happened, all the chaos, to bring forth balance within ourselves, within humanity. And that can only happen when we love ourselves, see ourselves in a higher, vibration, seeing and that starts not only, with self, but we have to look at how our men and women speak to each other. Look at how the world has portrayed how we should view our men and women, little girls and little boys. Even on this way of just seeing it physically. And not from a place of, inwardly being beautiful inside. And I'm just like, the world is in these moments is going to have to go through a cleansing. It's like it's going to cleanse itself of all that's impure. And that's just the way it has to be, because it's a new that's coming, and the only way for that to happen is certain things had to be, just as the body goes through a cleansing, things in the world has to go through the same thing. We are connected in that way. We all play a role in this. And see, this is why you can see the battle being in the mind. A psychological warfare I speak about. Knowing that you are, divine and connected to divine, and, and then just to see how much things we're healing, seeing ourselves first, knowing what it is to stand in our own power first with ourselves, loving ourselves through these things, and then we begin to bring forth a new age, a new beginning. But a part of which is there's going to have to, as we see, be a cleansing. And where there is no accountability, those things still will have to be cleansed from the earth. So, and that's what we're seeing. So, I just want to share that message with you. Peace, love and light, shalom, infinite love, infinite light to you all.